Orson Welles. This is like a classic video. I think everyone's seen it at least once, but I wanted to watch it again because it's a classic. So Orson Welles, this prolific actor, did Citizen Kane.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this guy.
He directed and starred in what was considered the greatest movie of all time. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, it's kind of overrated.
Wow.
Citizen Kane. It's like this movie about this guy who dies. That's not a spoiler because it happens right at the beginning of the movie. And it's like a recap of his life. And his name is Charles Kane, and he's Orson Welles. And there's other I don't even know if he did write it, actually. There's controversy of, like, he had a ghostwriter and stuff, but he directed it and starred in it. And so he was, like, this prolific actor. But the tragedy is he's kind of like a Vincent Van Gogh, to where he didn't find that much success when he was when he was in his prime. And he was reduced by the 70s to doing commercials for wine. So I don't know what happened. I guess he got drunk before this wine commercial. This is him trying to pull it together. I love this. I've watched this video at least once a month.
Yeah, I've seen this many times.
Yeah, it's a classic video. And you don't even know who Orson Welles is, so you've seen it many times. So here he is. I think most people have seen this video, but here it is again. Orson Welles, on camera, trying to get through some wine commercials.
102, take one.
With overlap, action.
He's just staring at the camera.
So drunk.
Just looking around.
So drunk.
Yeah.
Action, Orson, please.
Action.
Just do anything?
No, sorry, cut.
You don't do anything? Yeah, the other guy just standing there with like the bottle.
Do anything?
Yeah, and so this is take 2. I don't know. God knows how many takes this actually took, but this is take number 2 of them doing their best to get Orson to read his lines right.
Yeah, rolling.
102, take 2.
Ah, the French.
Ah, the French. Can we hear that again? We got to get that as a soundbite soon.
The French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. There is a California champagne by Paul Masson.
I mean, credit for like remembering his lines.
No, he's clearly looking. There's a prompter. He has to.
Oh, seriously?
He squints his eyes. Look at him.
I didn't notice that.
Look, go back. He's reading something.
It's celebrated for its excellence. There is
See?
a California champagne by Paul Masson.
I like his like reading like a robot. It's always been celebrated for its excellence.
Paul Masson.
Inspired by that same French excellence. It's fermented in the bottle, and like the best French champagne, it's vintage dated. So Paul Masson.
Yeah, they cut him off, man. They just cut off when he's talking. Like, what was wrong with the take? I thought it was going great. Well, here's the best one, the most famous one.
French.
Yeah.
102, take 3.
Action, please.
Ah, the French.
He didn't even finish running his hand off his face.
The
French. You can't use that take.
Ah, the French. Champagne is always.
I don't know what emotion he was trying to get across there for like a prolific actor. The French.
Celebrated for its excellence.
Can we hear that again?
Action, please.
Ah, the French. Champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. There is a California champagne.
He's broken. Like the sentence is broken. He goes, the French champagne. That's supposed to be like, the French champagne.
Yeah, the French period champagne.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's saying with the French or the champagne, but whatever. They're two separate statements, I guess.
Masson. Inspired by that same French excellence, it's fermented in the bottle, and like the best French champagne, it's vintage dated.
Ooh.
So Paul Masson.
Yeah, they keep cutting him off in the middle of sentences. Although, I'll just say, it's a classic video. But I will say before we cut it, well, first of all, I think it's funny how on the right there's a recommended video, Orson Welles on American Imperials. Because, like, this is the guy whose takes you want to start hearing on serious issues, you know?
The French.
The American.
Champagne.
It's always been celebrated for its excellence. But before we go, I just want to play. Have you ever seen the harmonizer version of it?
No.
Let me see. There's a video where someone does a harmonizer go into it. It's really.
Boy.
It's great. Yeah.
There's some internet stuff.
That's not. Here it is.
102, take 2.
Yeah, let's get to when he starts.
It's fermented in the bottle of land. Paul Masson's champagne.
Wow, I thought that was the first take at first. So I was skipping past it, but no, I skipped too far.
102, take 2.
Here we go.
The French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. There's a California champagne by Paul Masson,
Yeah, it's really good. It's
inspired
how the commercial should
by
have been.
that same French excellence.
You can't even understand
Fermented
them.
in the bottle and like the
So
best
fermented-
French champagne.
And it's still somehow more effective at selling the wine than the original.
How are these guys not laughing? The guy holding the... I wouldn't be able to keep it together.
Because they're great actors, I guess. They're prolific.
Oh.
Aha! The French champagne.
Son,
102, take 3.
Here's a good one.
Did they actually make the commercial ever?
Oh yeah, they did. You want to? Have you seen it before?
Yeah, show me the actual one, and then
Yeah.
I'll head off.
Yeah, Orson Welles. Let me find Orson. Yeah, here it is.
the taste of French champagne has always been celebrated.
How the hell they got this from that? I don't
It's
know. but-
California champagne by Paul Masson, inspired by that same French excellence. It's fermented in the bottle, and like the best French champagne, it's vintage dated.
Yeah.
Paul Masson's superb taste shouldn't be too surprising. This champagne doesn't come from France,
Yeah, they
but it was
definitely-
created by a man who did.
You clearly like the
Paul
champagne.
Masson.
They definitely got these
Oh,
takes
that's
like
almost
3
so-
days later. He was sober finally.
Yeah, I also like how it's like a really crappy. It's like, what's it saying that this isn't French champagne, but the guy who made it is French? Like, what's that even? How's that supposed to sell me on the wine?
I wonder how the original takes of the drunk takes got out.
Yeah, I don't know. I
wonder
guess
how
they saved
leaked.
him.
Yeah, they probably.
I have no idea. I mean, I think it was years after he died, so it's not like he had to have the indignity of people knowing how drunk he
Did
was.
the estate sue them for that?
I don't know. I mean, maybe they got his permission or their permission. I don't. But yeah, Orson Welles. He was in the Transformers movie. Did you know that? The old ass one from the 80s.
What?
Yeah, he was the bad guy in that.
There's a Transformers movie from the 80s?
An animated one. It's not a.
What?
Yeah, there was an animated based off the cartoon show, and it was he played a giant planet named like Galvatron or Unicron or something. I don't know, something Tron.
Wow.
Unicron. That was his character. I don't
I feel like if he was still around nowadays, he'd be in Game of Thrones.
know. He was a prolific actor. He was in the Muppet movie. You know,
Really?
the old ass one, the '70s one. Yeah, he was in that. He was in all sorts of stuff. He was. I think I mentioned this before. He was the original candidate to play Darth Vader. He was the first guy George Lucas
Wow.
wanted, but they thought his voice would be too recognizable.
Yeah.
And there was also, he auditioned for it actually, and in the tape they say, "Action please." He goes, "Ah, the Sith
Ah,
Yeah.
the Rebel Alliance.
has always been hated for
You know what you
its-"
should call this segment?
What?
Remembering Orson Welles.
Remembering Orson. He was a great actor, you
It
know.
opens with his oh.
Let me find out he was like a handsome, he did that War of the Worlds thing, you know about that? Like the War of the
Oh,
Worlds.
yeah.
He was the guy behind that before he was in
Really?
movies. Yeah, he was here's
Wow.
let me find like an old ass. Yeah, this is like young, like prime Orson Welles.
Oh,
This is like
wow.
what happened to him after Paul Masson champagne. But yeah, he was like a prolific actor, and he's been dead for a long time, sadly. But
Oh.
yeah, Citizen Kane was like a long ass time. Like when he first saw it, I mean, when he first made it, he was like 26. So, and it all, I guess it didn't make money because it all went downhill from that point. But yeah, he was a cool guy, I guess. I don't know. I never met him, obviously.
All right.
but
Well, rest in peace.
yeah, rest in
and,
peace to a
uh,
legend, and he's drinking the Paul Masson in the sky now.